What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The black box of the missing F-16V fighter jet has been recovered. The Ministry of National Defense says the recording device was discovered Monday afternoon and will be sent for analysis. The plane disappeared early last week during a training flight. Remains of pilot Chen Yi had already been found and identified. All the country's F-16s are grounded while the military conducts safety inspections. 10 schools have suspended class as Taiwan's airport COVID cluster spreads to other parts of Taoyuan City. Authorities are stepping up disinfection in supermarkets, convenience stores, and metro stations that patients had visited. Rick Glatt reports.
A community on edge. In the northern city of Taoyuan, schools are closed and testing centres are popping up as authorities struggle to contain a series of coronavirus clusters. Taoyuan is home to Taiwan's largest international airport, and as residents flood back to the country to celebrate Lunar New Year, COVID-19 is coming with them. On Sunday, 7% of all travellers arriving in Taiwan tested positive for the virus. And despite the country's stringent precautions, cases continue to slip through the net. On Sunday, a health worker at the airport tested positive for COVID-19.
在桃机的工作2个，一个是在发烧筛检站，那一个是我们以前到现在也在进行的，深喉唾液的一个收集站。到底是哪一个环节有问题？到目前还是看不出来。
Authorities are also struggling to contain a cluster centred around a restaurant in the city that traces back to the airport. 7 people who attended a company banquet earlier this month took public transport, went shopping and visited an electronic plant, the city mayor said.
电子工厂的这个裁减我们预估要裁减1500人。
With Lunar New Year just around the corner, there is a clear message from Taiwan's Epidemic Command Center amid the heightened risks. Stay vigilant if you want to have a happy, healthy and virus-free Year of the Tiger. Patrick Chen and Rick Glowert for TaiwanPlus.
Migrant workers in Taiwan took to the streets on Sunday, demanding better work conditions and a change in employment restrictions. Under current laws, foreign workers are not allowed to switch jobs at will. TaiwanPlus reporter Bing Wang has more.
For 40-year-old Putu, praying at the mosque is not only a show of religious devotion, but an escape from his daily life. He came to Taiwan from Indonesia 7 years ago and spends most days working as a gardener.
Dan dijanjikan tempat tinggal itu yang bagus, ada AC-nya, tempat tinggal yang layak. Ternyata saya tidurnya itu hanya di alas koran, di alas karton. Saat ini kondisi PRT itu sangat memprihatinkan dengan upah yang sangat kecil.
Putu is one of 700,000 migrant workers living in Taiwan, 90% of whom come from Southeast Asia. Many of them work under difficult and dangerous conditions, but changing employers is not an easy option.
Saat ini mereka itu tidak bisa, pemerintah membuat kebijakan, tidak bisa pindah lintas sektor. Kita sama-sama berkontribusi terhadap ekonomi Taiwan, terhadap kemajuan Taiwan. Orang Taiwan bisa pindah dengan sesukanya, tapi orang Indonesia tidak bisa. Pekerja migran tidak bisa.
On Sunday, over 400 workers rallied in Taipei to fight for the right to freely choose their jobs and to demand better working conditions. Most of the migrants here do manual labor in sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, forestry, or fisheries. Some jobs paying more than others.
Over 200,000 migrant workers in Taiwan work as caretakers, and they make $17,000 per month. That's $620 US, less than 50% of the minimum wage.
In September, Taiwan's Ministry of Labor amended laws for migrant workers looking to switch jobs. Now they must get their employer's endorsement, then register through a government-run employment service. Only if the service fails to find them a job in their line of work can they transfer to better paying sectors?
为了维持整个就是我们劳雇关系的稳定性，然后也同时去照顾我们一些失能弱势家庭的一些照顾能量，所以当时候我们有这样子的一个法规存在，基本上它势必还是会影响到我们相关的就是我们的劳雇关系的稳定性。
But Anita, a migrant worker from the Philippines, believes emphasizing stability doesn't consider the needs of the employee.
The treatment between the employer and the worker is not proper and not balanced. So we're here today so that they know that we workers are suffering too much because the favor of the law is within the employer only.
Chen Xiulian of the Taiwan International Workers Association says restrictions should be tighter on the employers and not on the workers.
把选择工作的权益还给工人，他才可以迫使整个产业界去进步，他才有办法迫使雇主去改善劳动条件。那这个东西它其实是会协助本劳跟外劳的，它会让我们整体劳动条件往上提升。真的有一些会虐待工人的，他会剥削工人的，不管是雇主或中介，他就没有办法继续做这样的事情。
Migrants like Putu and Anita are essential to Taiwan's workforce, and they hope to finally break through the bureaucracy and have their concerns heard by the Taiwanese government. James Raynor and Bing Wong for TaiwanPlus.
People here in Taiwan are kicking off their Lunar New Year shopping, even as COVID-19 cases continue to climb. Dihua Shopping Street in Taipei is ramping up its prevention measures, putting shoppers' minds at ease while they take advantage of this year's best bargains. Jaime Okan has this story.
More than 70% of the population is fully vaccinated, and Taiwan remains vigilant in the battle against COVID-19, especially with the Lunar New Year holidays just around the corner. Authorities are stepping up prevention measures such as contact tracing and disinfection of public areas, and more than 2 years into the global pandemic, people are learning to live with the restrictions.
3个口罩啊，你看我这里1个、2个、3个，里面我还有1个，这里面这比较贴的啊，这个外面这个等一下上车把这2个就丢了。物品自己防疫的就买啊，如果说你去寄来的，一般不一定能够适合我们这种。
One of the biggest effects of lockdowns and restrictions has been the growth of online shopping. But as the festive season approaches, many customers still prefer the hands-on approach.
现场这边看比较有感觉。怎么说？对，就是可以挑选这样不一样的东西。对，我们就是有看到酒精都会喷一下，请他们口罩要戴好。
While customers can check out New Year goods in person, free samples aren't allowed.
因为我怕它不新鲜，然后口味不合我的口味，这样还是买一点点，买半斤试吃看看。
With Lunar New Year less than 2 weeks away, and families arriving from abroad for the festivities, authorities are keeping measures in place, like restricting gathering sizes and implementing outdoor mask rules. Taiwan hopes it can keep the spread of the virus under control while keeping all of the spirit of the holiday. Rick E. and Jaime Okan for TaiwanPlus.
For many indie bands in Taiwan, performing at the Taipei venue Legacy is seen as a milestone in their musical career. Now, a new docuseries on TaiwanPlus called Road to Legacy is shedding some light on what it takes to make it. Many of the stars in the series, including Tizzy Beck and 88 Balaz, walked the red carpet at Legacy at the series premiere on Monday. 24-year-old musician Linian performed at the event. He's one of the featured artists in the series, which will be released over the next 2 months. Indie veterans Tizzy Beck have been around for 20 years, but they say the documentary is a first for them.
这个的确是我们第一次经历这种跟比较近身跟拍摄的纪录片的拍摄工作，那的确是我们没有经历过的。那这个拍摄的过程大概经历了2年都有，所以对我们来说都是非常新鲜的尝试。就是你必须要习惯有一组工作人员在你。不管有没有准备好的状况下，他都在旁边这样子，所以这也是一个蛮新奇的体验。
You can catch the first 3 episodes in the 10-part series on TaiwanPlus.com. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Erika Liu. Finally today, we leave you with footage of 12 herons released into the wild in Bolivia after wildfires consumed their habitat last year. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. See you next time. Take care.